where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry, yeah, we let it roll. Healing through a joke and a story for the soul. This, that, LeVar Walker Show. Turn it up loud, let the whole block know. From pain to punchlines, watch the wisdom glow. Yeah, this, that, LeVar Walker Show. Oh yeah, you turn scars into skits, old wounds into bits. Every call in, every friend feels like Sunday once again. From the grind to the glow up, glass half empty, you pour more up. You take the weight we hold below and lift it on the LeVar Walker Show. This, that, LeVar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry, yeah, we let it roll. Healing through a joke and a story for the soul. This, that, LeVar Walker Show. Turn it up loud, let the whole block know. From pain to punchlines, watch the wisdom glow. Yeah, this, that, LeVar Walker Show. Hey, some days heavy, some days light. You still find a way to make it feel alright. When the world's too loud, when the bill's too high, I press play, hear your voice, and I remember why. This, that, LeVar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry.
And we are back. Good morning, God morning. Welcome back. We are here in the greatest show on earth. It is the LeVar Walker Show podcast. And you could have been any place in the world, but you're here with me this morning. We got a lot of things to discuss. Number one, David, the singer, has recently been charged with murder in the case of Celeste Rivas. Celeste Rivas was 14 years of age, and this guy, David, seems to me to be a psychopath who was not only a pedophile, but he picked up this young lady. And what they're saying is that the young lady was gonna go tell on David, and David said, "No, you can't tell on me. You can't tell. I want to keep my career." He wanted his career because that was way more important in the life of this young lady. And what he decides to do in a fit of rage is to cut her in small pieces and put her in the trunk of a damn Tesla. Now, you would think that any person that would be ready to commit such a heinous act, the last car you want to use is a Tesla, which is recording everything you do from the time you open the door to where you've driven from. It's all in the cloud. But his dumb ass, in a fit of rage and wanting to keep his status in L.A. because he's weak. He's weak. You already messing with a little girl. But you're willing to sacrifice her life to keep your little punk ass career. And now you're going to rot. You're going to spend the rest of your life in jail and possibly could be facing the death penalty. As he should. As he should. He wrote songs. He got some song called Romantic Homicide, and he walked around with blood on his shirt and shit. You have to fry these little mother. You got to fry them. You have to fry. Now is the time. Okay? You can't make horrific murder music and then commit the crimes and get off and say it's art. Fry his ass. Fry him. Put him on the skillet. And he little too. He's a little guy. He's going to be somebody's wife in the penitentiary where he's going to spend the rest of his natural life. He's going to be a wife. He's going to be a wife. When he get in that jailhouse, he's going to be a big old nigga. Hey, it's our bedtime. Get on in this bottom bunk with me. That's what's about to happen. And it should, because he snuffed out the life of a child. It's not enough to have the fame. It's not enough to have the money. you have to take it to another level because he's selfish. And so I have some things pulled up right now that I want us to go over, and I have to keep talking as I'm looking at this so people don't think that I'm not talking. They don't like dead spaces. Somebody told me. But this is here live in Los Angeles, and this is when this breaking news came out, which was yesterday. And I missed you guys on yesterday because I was in here doing what I do. So let's take a look at this. Make sure you guys can hear it. Let me put it on Duo Chat. And here we go.
Good morning. My name is Nathan Hochman. I'm the District Attorney of Los Angeles County. With me up here is Los Angeles Police Department Chief Jim McDonald. Also at this podium on the DA's side are the Assistant District Attorney Maria Ramirez, who oversees our special operations. We have John McKinney, who is our Director of Specialized Prosecutions. The Assistant Head Deputy District Attorney is Habib Balian of the Major Crimes Division. Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman of the Major Crimes Division will be the lead prosecutor on this case. From the Los Angeles Police Department, we also have Captain Scott Williams, who's the commanding officer of LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division, the Chief of Detectives, Alan Hamilton, the Director of Specialized Prosecutions, Mike Rimkunis, and the LAPD detectives on this case, Josh Byers and Corey Farrell. Today, I am announcing the charges against David Anthony Burke, the musician known as David, spelled D4VD, in connection with the brutal and horrific murder of Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time. These charges include the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring. That is first-degree murder with special circumstances. The special circumstances being lying in wait, committing this crime for financial gain, or murdering a witness in an investigation. These special circumstances carry with it, along with the first-degree murder charge, a maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. The determination on whether or not the district attorney's office will seek the death penalty.
And see, you need to incorporate that death penalty. And we need to do it. We need to live stream that. Okay? You get the streamers to come in. You get Kai Cenat. You get iShowSpeed. And you stream it to the world. Just to make a lesson. Sometimes you have to be cruel and unkind to show that we don't play this shit. You took the life of a child. A life of a child.
Penalty will be made at a later time. Before I get into the actual charges, and there are additional charges against Mr. Burke, including continuous sexual acts, lewd and lascivious sexual acts with an individual under 14 years old, and mutilating a human remains of a body. Before I get into the description of these charges and their seriousness, I want to look at...
And look, we know how this goes, right? So you know how he got into the mutilation of the body. So after he took her out, you know, what he probably did, you know, he probably looked at her, why did you make me do this to you? Then he panicked. I got to get rid of the body. What's going to happen? And then he goes into a fit of rage as he pulls out a bone saw to take her apart as if she's an action figure and put her in plastic bags in the trunk of a Tesla. And you know what he did after that? He flew his ass to go on tour to sing to the world. Fry his black ass. Look to your neighbor and say, fry his black ass.
This as a parent. I am a parent of 3 children, and a parent's nightmare is a situation where your daughter goes out one night and never comes back. As we will show in a court of law, and what I also want to make sure about that the understanding of these charges is clear, is my description of these charges is not evidence that we are going to present in court. These charges, in fact, will not be evidence in the court. Evidence will be the witness testimony, the documents, and different types of admissible testimony that we will admit into court in the prosecution, and if it leads to the eventual trial of Mr. Burke, to convince a jury of 12 people beyond a reasonable doubt that each and every one of these charges is true, as well as the special allegations and circumstances that have been alleged. Now, back to this being a parent's nightmare. On April 23rd, 2025, as been alleged by the complaint, Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time, went to Mr. Burke's house in the Hollywood Hills. She was never heard from again. On September 8th, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, Miss Celeste remains, her dismembered and decomposed remains were found in 2 bags inside of a front trunk of a car registered to Mr. Burke. Thereafter began an investigation. The investigation was to determine who killed, who murdered Celeste months and months before. That investigation was carried out in unison and in partnership between the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division and the District Attorney's Office. At every point in the investigation, through the arrest and the filing of charges, the LAPD and the District Attorney's Office have worked in lockstep. There's been no disagreements amongst these entities in deciding how to proceed with this case, ultimately leading to these charges today. So what you have as well with these charges is that, again, there are 3 sets of charges that have been brought. The first-degree murder with special circumstances, and again, those special circumstances are lying in wait.
If they just release him in the general population, in the prison, we can get this over with by next week. Instead of wasting all this money and taxpayer dollars, we know what he did.
That Celeste went to Mr. Burke's home on the night of April 23rd, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, at his invitation, and again, was not heard from again. The second is a special circumstance, being that this murder was committed for financial gain. As the evidence will show in court, the financial gain was for Mr. Burke to maintain his very lucrative musical career that Celeste was threatening on that particular night. The third charge.
Oh, she was threatening his music career. That's what did it. That's what did it, because he's a selfish piece of shit. And she was threatening his music career, so that triggered him. He said he had to eliminate her.
In addition to lying in wait and for financial gain, is murdering a witness to an investigation. In this particular case, as the evidence will come out in court, the witness to the investigation was Celeste. And the investigation was into the lewd and lascivious sexual acts committed by Mr. Burke that is the subject of count 2 of this complaint with Celeste while she was under 14 years old.
See, if they release this guy in general population, he'll be pregnant. He'll be pregnant like in about a week before they take him out. He'll have twins in there.
I had the chance to meet with some of the family members of Celeste, and their grief is incalculable as to what happened to their daughter. What they have demanded, what we have assured them that the District Attorney's Office, working with LAPD, would give them is the proof beyond a reasonable doubt on who killed their daughter, on how their daughter was killed, when their daughter was killed, and bring that killer to justice. That killer that we have now charged is David Anthony Burke.
You know what's so interesting about this? It's like there's an attorney who's going to have to fight for this guy's innocence, and we know what he did. I mean, you could clearly go, and what they'll end up doing, they'll send warrants to Tesla. You can clearly go into the cloud to track the movement of that car. You could track the exact movement of that car when the door opened, when the front opened, when everything opened, when it was going down. They can match everything to the timelines. So his ass is cooked. He's a weirdo, and he deserves to be where he is. And I mean, I just can't believe this. Like, why would you do this, right? You know, of course, we got rid of R. Kelly. You know, of course, R. Kelly did what he did. And I'm not going to sit here and try to justify any of his disgusting crimes. However, he didn't cut up bodies and put them in the trunk of the car. Okay. Here's another one.
Can you clarify something?
Let's see this real quick. We got another one here that I want to show you guys about this case. Let's take a look.
Can you clarify something? Again, it came out today, but I just want to make sure I'm accurate. Your theory of the case is that Burke allegedly lured Celeste out to this property, that she was going to report him to the police about their relationship, and that is why he killed her? And if I'm correct, how do you intend to prove that?
So the actual details of the evidence will be presented at the preliminary hearing and later at a trial. What we charge, though, and what the complaint charges is first-degree murder with 3 different special circumstances. The first one is lying in wait. And the allegation, as alleged in the complaint, is that Burke invited Celeste to his house the night of April 23rd, 2025, at which point he was lying in wait to murder her. The second special circumstance that was charged, and by the way, the reason you end up charging special circumstances in California is that if you have first-degree murder and you get convicted of it, it's 25 years to life.
Right.
But that allows the life sentence to be with the possibility of parole. If any one of the 3 special circumstances is found beyond a reasonable doubt by the jury, that then creates a life without the possibility of parole sentence, or if we so choose to seek it, the death penalty.
You mentioned cooperating and non-cooperating witnesses. I will tell you, people will look at this and say, okay, if the allegations are true, how on earth could David, this singer, kill this girl, dismember her body, leave it in a Tesla all by himself? There are those who say there's no way that he could have done this by himself, yet he's the only one charged. Are we dealing with a circumstance where there might be others involved, but they're cooperating, and if they choose not to cooperate anymore, they may be charged? Because I was listening to the press conference today. I was wondering if there's a little bit of opening that other people might be involved here.
Well, we have an ongoing investigation in the sense that if any individuals have information about Mr. Burke or anything dealing with this particular crime, please at any time reach out to the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division or the DA's office and bring us that information. With respect to any potential other individuals, as I said during the press conference, if and when we charge anybody.
Y'all see that she was in the Tesla Model X in the front, and he said, "How could he do? Yeah, how he could do it by himself? You just take somebody out, and once they're gone, you go get the saw, bro, and then you walk each piece to the car. You bag up some of the pieces and walk to the car.
I'm not saying we will. You'll be the first to know."
Insane, guys. Insane. Miss Mara Young's coming in. Shout out to everybody in the chat this morning. He probably did delete it, but it's giving they covered it up at their benefit because of his tour. This case was so confusing from the beginning. They found her body while he was on tour, and I'll go with that. So yeah, whatever happened, everybody should be brought to justice. I would hope, they bring everybody to justice and they start frying some asses. Okay, this is sick. And he did a lot of it. He admitted to a lot of it in his song. Because let me say this, right? As an artist, Your art is real. I know listen, art is real. You know, my best jokes are honest jokes a lot of times. So he actually sang about this horrific incident on his song Romantic Homicide. How the hell you have a romantic homicide? It's sick. It's sick. Yeah, I guess he must have sat in the shower and cried after he put the body in the front of the car. You know, he felt bad. Right now he's feeling bad because, you know, he still has to go on tour and it's hard. You know, but he's sitting his ass in that shower. He should have taken himself out. That's it. It's a wrap. It is a wrap. But if you think the white boy, they about to fry this nigga, he's done. He's done. He's done. He can't get that out of his mind. You can't sleep as an artist without talking about this, man. You took life. Like he made a blood sacrifice, bro. Look at this shit. Look at it. I'm sure this will be played in court. This is all gonna be played in court. Look at it. Look at it. I'm probably I'm about to take this out, but this is him singing in the fields. He's singing Romantic Homicide in a bloodied stained shirt. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And the saddest part, before any of this came out, people are applauding this and looking at this as art. This is art. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. These are the people that go, wow, look at the art. And as he's saying this, her body was rotting in the front of that Tesla. As he's on there performing in his blood-stained shirt. That's fashion. The fashion house is going to sell his shirt. Yeah, he thought his career was going to blow up. He could just forget about it. Look, we got to look up these lyrics on this song because I know I'm going to have to pull this out when it go up on YouTube. But I want to look up the lyrics of his song because this is just sick. Let's look up Romantic Homicide lyrics. How y'all feeling today, though, man? Y'all all right? Y'all good? Y'all good with me, chat? Let me see. Okay, these are the lyrics. I got the lyrics pulled up. So let's go over these lyrics real quick. This is Romantic Homicide, which came out in 2022. Well, maybe, okay, I'm scared. It feels like you don't care. Enlighten me, my dear. Why am I still here? I don't mean to be complacent with the decisions you made, but why? In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry. Not a single tear. And I'm sick of waiting patiently for someone that won't even arrive. Oh, in the back of my mind. I killed you, and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true. I hate you. Insane. Yeah, you have to, we have to fry these people. We can't You know what I'm saying? And then it's like this thing, bro. You want to get famous. You did a whole human blood sacrifice. You gotta fry him. That's a demon. That's a demon. And if the managers were involved and people around that house were involved, they coming for y'all asses too, bro. They coming for y'all ass, man. This is unreal. It's sick. I'm just like, I don't even know what to say. My stomach growls. I want to vomit. Shout out to Zoal Keys. She said I'm the daily news anchor, man. I appreciate that, man. But I just have to talk about this stuff, man, because nobody wants to tell any truth anymore. Everybody's lying to each other. Nobody wants truth. We have to bring back truth in the world. And I have to cover these things and give my real opinion. We can't allow these people to get caught up with fame. And look, here's the thing. Fame is not what it used to be. Fame is falling off the bone, right? Nobody really cares about fame. Fame doesn't hold the same prestige as it once had. Being famous now, I think it's a little weird. People are weird, bro. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. And so where do we go from here? Okay. And also, too, we got something else pulled up. I got the actual, because I can, look at this. This is people of the state of California versus David Anthony Burke. Okay, on or about April 23rd in the County of Los Angeles, crime and murder violation of Penal Code Section 187. A felony was committed by David Anthony Burke, who did unlawfully and with malice aforethought murder Celeste R., a human being. The above offense is a serious felony with the meaning of Penal Code Section 1192.7 and a violent felony with the meaning of Penal Code 667 upon a felony conviction for the above offense. Prison because it's time to be served in state prison based upon the above felony offense being a serious felony defined in Penal Code Section 1192.7. It is further alleged that the murder of Celeste was intentional, was carried out by the defendant David Anthony Burke for financial gain. For financial gain. And can I blow up that? And further alleged in the attempted commission, she said defendant personally used a deadly and dangerous weapon to wit, sharp instrument. Said use not being allowed above with the meaning of Penal Code section cause the above offense to be a serious felony with the meaning of Penal Code, On or between September 7th, 2023 and September 7th, 2024, the crime of continual sexual abuse. A felony was committed who did unlawful engage in 3 or more acts of substantial sexual conduct and 3 or more lewd and lascivious acts. A child under the age of 14. May he rot in hell. May he rot in absolute hell. I want to go visit the nigga in jail and just sit there and roast him and just be mean. Am I wrong for that? Am I petty? Because why am I like that? I got to stop being like that. I got to try to be a better human being. That's my problem. I'm not, I got to be a better person. I got to be better. Because that's not the way to go. That is not the way to go. And so we're going to keep on talking. We got a lot of other topics to cover today. As far as this Strait of Hormuz is concerned, I don't know if y'all know this, but oil per barrel is at about $90 or $100 per barrel. However, to physically buy oil, right, if you wanted to import oil, you're paying $150 per barrel. So it's clearly that right now our stock market is a lie. And everything will come crashing down probably in the next 3 months. And people are actually shorting oil stocks. and we're going to see very, very high hyperinflation. So, yeah, I just want to throw that out there because I have to keep talking. I don't want to put any dead spots in this. So when I turn, I have to keep talking because y'all want me to continuously talk. Somebody told me on YouTube, it was like, when you died out, we didn't know, you know. Netflix to me seems to be doing a lot now. Netflix now they want to put a vertical scroll in there. Netflix is desperately trying to compete with YouTube, and I'm going to say this is not going to work. They don't even make sense with their business plan of competing with YouTube. They cannot compete with YouTube until they open that platform up to all content creators. It's not going to work. You can't outspend people that can just go buy a phone and start posting on YouTube. I mean, on Netflix, I'm sorry. So we're seeing this race with Netflix. It seems to me to be a race to the bottom. I rarely watch Netflix. I'm on YouTube all the time. Everything lives on YouTube to me, especially stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy, Netflix, if you are not Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart or a really huge act, I believe Netflix is where your comedy goes to die. And a lot of people on my YouTube page ask me, LeVar, when you go do a Netflix special? You're looking at the Netflix special on my YouTube page that I can own. I can see the analytics. And then you can share that for free. For free. And Netflix is pissing me off. Like, I don't want to see all that extra stuff on there. I don't. I really don't. Drake need to go and drop this album too, man. I'm tired of waiting. Drake is, people are going crazy over this Drake album. Drake did put a big iceberg or some shit in Toronto, bearing the date of when this Iceman album is going to drop. Hip hop is definitely looking for Drake. They're on the look for Drake. I'm a Drake fan. And the whole Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, which I didn't understand. To me, I just saw people trying to tear Drake down because he dominated hip hop for so long. And now there's no Drake, and hip hop is missing. Hip hop is literally on hospice. It's dying. We don't have any new superstars. And also, I want to say this too, because people going against me. And it's not that I don't like Kendrick. It's not that I don't think Kendrick is one of the greatest MCs of all time. It's just that, you know, as far as impact or like, he just wasn't holding shit down. Like, I'm just talking about musically. I just think Drake makes better music. You know what I mean? The hoes want to dance to Drake and, you know, be in the strip club. You want to chill and vibe to some Drake. And it's evident in that because he's away. You don't talk about Kendrick. You don't hear about Kendrick. And everybody's desperately waiting for Drake. You would think Kendrick would have been dropping, but he's not. So I just don't know. And it looked like they're burying Kanye, even though people do want to see Kanye. He can sell 80 and 90,000 tickets. They're not having it. They're saying, no, the venues are turning them down. And I would tell Kanye, go out there, go right back out there to that, buy them acres back you had in Wyoming. And you just do a concert out there. You could build that shit out probably for a little or nothing and set your stage up or do whatever the hell you want. Sell your own ticket, merch, everything, and just have a whole different system. And only do your concert in Wyoming. People will come. They're going to fly out there, especially if you can get $100 ticket with no fees. They're coming to see you, buddy. So y'all get that word to Ye and let me know. And do y'all believe that, like what I'm saying as far as Drake is concerned, or are y'all against me? Right? Am I not stating fact? Is hip hop not boring? Is it not boring right now? I don't think none of us like Netflix. Shout out to Mara Young. I don't think any of us like Netflix at this point. I mean, you know, they put out one good show, which is typically a documentary. Only thing I could say, I still got it. I don't know why I'm loyal to it. Like I kind of want to get rid of my Netflix account. I think I'm just gonna drop down because I got the expensive one with no commercials. But I think I'm gonna drop it down because I'm just burning paper with them right now, and I don't, you know, I don't really have the time. They not really showing me nothing. I'm addicted to YouTube. YouTube gives you what you want when you want. It's giving you more what you want. That algorithm is showing you everything, like, just interesting and odd things. I could sit up and watch an ASMR video for an hour and go to sleep. And speaking of ASMR videos, I have to go to India to get me one of them head rubs. One of them head rubs, them massages, man, them look like the greatest things ever. If you just watch one of those things, you feel so good. So it's amazing. It is amazing, guys. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day in this Atlanta weather, because Atlanta, the weather is ridiculous here, man. It was like 37 degrees yesterday when I took my child to school. And I guess today it's going to hit 80. So I don't, this weather is like bipolar or schizophrenic or something. It just has too much going on. So, and people are actually out there with that Drake Iceman statue. They're trying to cut into it and carve into it and to see that date. Also, too, I'm excited today because Michael is coming out this weekend. Michael is coming out this weekend. I've heard nothing but great news about it. I heard it's some spectacular. I heard Jafar Jackson, his nephew, did a wonderful job. And I can't wait to go see it. So that's really what I'm looking forward to this week. Next week, I'm doing a show in Palm Springs, California. I'm doing a show for a pharmacy convention or some shit like that. So I'll be out there for a few days, and I'm just keeping it moving along here. That's all I can do is just keep moving along and just keep going. So, oh, sorry guys. I thought I had to sneeze, but I didn't have to sneeze. So, I'm okay. I am okay, guys. Los Angeles Lakers seem to be doing pretty good. I saw one of the games. They threw Bronny in for 3 minutes. He didn't do shit, but just good to see LeBron play with his son. I know a lot of people get sensitive about that. They typically talk about nepotism. I don't know how you can have nepotism in sports. However, I guess nepotism just exists. And if you are LeBron James, if you want your child to be in the NBA, goddamn it, your child is to be in the NBA. And that's just what it is. So, mm. Oh boy, let me not go too quiet. I got to get rid of this dead space. Nick Shirley Act. What is this? Let's see what this is. Stop the Nick Shirley Act.
Danger is real. Like, for instance, last time I was in California, a few trips back, people were trying to dox my location live. I was at a hotel, and people were up on Reddit group chats saying where I was staying. And it's happened a few times now, so it's like almost even dangerous for me to go stay at hotels because you can get doxxed really quick, and people can find out where you're at. You get constant death threats from people. The fraudsters are angry. In fact, Yeah, they're very angry. I've had death threats, and one of them was even very specific about the date. It's actually supposed to be coming up very soon, the date that they said they'd kill me. So that was interesting. And you just get all these death threats, you get doxing. But the majority of the public are very thankful. Like when I'm out in public, so many people come up to me and say thank you. It's actually interesting at Sacramento, when I was just there, so many people are saying thank you. But the people inside the building, they all hate me because I'm exposing their corruption. But the people love me.
Nick, the bond
Danger is real. Like, for instance, last time I was in California,
I don't know. I guess they must be doxing journalists and getting threats or something. I really don't know what this is about. However, I'm just here to bring you guys the news and to talk to you guys about whatever's on my mind. Shout out to Mara Young. It's literally weather seeding. Please look that up. It's no longer a conspiracy theory. Let's look that up. What is weather seeding? Let's look that up. Let me see. Let me look at it. Weather seeding. Oh, cloud seeding is a form of weather modification designed to enhance a cloud's natural ability to produce precipitation, rain, snow, or dissipate fog. Ah. So you saying they about to plan our weather. We about to plan our weather out, huh? That's what they doing to us. I swear, you just can't win anymore. The whole world is being controlled by about 6 people. We just being ran into the ground by 6 billionaire tycoons. And it's wild. It is wild, guys. I'm going to see what's trending today. I'm going to try to find me a ticket. I'm ready to go see Michael. I wish I could go see Michael today and get this over with. News. No. What y'all want to talk about? Tell me something. Bring something up. Bring something up. Talk to me. Shout out to everybody across all the platforms right now. Because typically when I do these streams, I do them unplanned. It's just me sitting up here talking and hollering out like the old man that I become. You want to talk about unity? Sure. What do you want to talk about unity? What are we uniting? Are you talking about unity in the black community? What unity are we talking about? Let me know. None of your business. No, I've never worked with any indigenous comedians. None that I know of. I could have. Maybe I have and didn't know, you know. I might have thought they was Mexican or something. It could. I don't know. I've worked with all kind of comedians though. I don't know. Me no. Man, I had something I wanted to talk about yesterday, but I forgot. I should have jumped up yesterday and did this, but I forgot. I had a couple of topics I wanted to cover, but I forgot which ones they were. Let's go look at some mess real quick. Let's see what's going on here. Pooh Shiesty's father says he only stood by during Gucci Man incident. What? Oh my God. Now Pooh Shiesty daddy trying to get out of jail. Yes, that's what I want to talk about. That's it. Yeah, the Shreveport thing, man. Let's pull that up. That was horrific. Let me pull that up. I almost forgot about that. I almost forgot about that. Thank you for bringing that up. That's why y'all are the best, man. Y'all are the best. Let me see. And they're not really talking about that for real. They are not really talking about that. Let me see that.
To a shooting that occurred.
I gotta call my frat brother, who's a criminal attorney out there in Baton Rouge, to talk about this. So yeah, in Baton Rouge, unfortunately, this man took the lives of all 8 of his children and his wife, and he ended up being taken out by the police in the end. This was a very, very heartbreaking story. It's very unfortunate for the community. Let's see what happened here.
This morning, officers responded to a shooting that occurred just after 6 a.m. In doing so, determined that this was a domestic call in nature. The responding officers located a crime scene here in the 300 block of West 79th Street, and this is a rather extensive crime scene spanning between 2 residences here. There is also another residence on Harrison Street that is part of this crime scene as well. Right now, we have at least 10 individuals that were struck by gunfire last night in a domestic disturbance. 8 of these individuals are deceased. The ranges of the decedents are from 1 year of age to approximately 14 years of age. All of the deceased in this case were juvenile. The individual responsible, once leaving this scene, performed a carjacking right here in close proximity to the corner of West 79th and Linwood, at which point in time, Shreveport Police Patrol officers got behind that vehicle and a chase ensued. The vehicle was chased into Bossier Parish, and at which point in time, Shreveport police officers did discharge their firearm, and that individual is deceased. We do believe him to be the only individual that fired gunshots at these locations here. He is deceased, and Louisiana State Police will be taking over that portion in which the Shreveport police officers discharged their firearms. So we don't have any more information on the shooting that occurred in Bossier. What we can tell you is this is a domestic disturbance here in the 300 block of West 79th Street. This is a very large scene with multiple deceased children present, and so we're going to ask for patience in us getting information out. We will release the name of the suspect that is deceased when we have made the proper notifications. We do know that some of the children inside were his descendants.
Unreal, man.
This morning,
The man just snapped, bro. Like that. This is a very tragic and sad story, man. Well, you say they classifying as a mass shooting. They not, no. They in Baton Rouge. They in the South. They not touching no gun laws. Because they had to shoot him to take him out. Yes, man, I heard about that too, and that's another talking point. But yeah, those gun laws in Baton Rouge won't change. That's the South, you red state, Louisiana. This unfortunate, but it's sad, man. It's really sad. I'm guessing this guy had PTSD. The woman broke up with him, and he snaps. And I'm not making any excuse for a man to take out his wife and 8 children. But we definitely need to reevaluate mental health counseling in this world. And if these phones are spying on us, I would say to Apple and the tech gods, could you recommend mental health counseling? Maybe you could pop up some commercials or something and do something, okay? Because this is very, very sad. A very heinous act. And also, too, I want to cover that. Just shout out to Nine Your Business. What happened to that 15-year-old in Queens. That was really sad. That was very, very sad. So a 15-year-old, Jaden Pierre, was attacked and fatally shot in a park in Queens. I can't really show what happened, but I definitely want to hear. I definitely want to hear about this. Let me see. So they beat him up and robbed him for some sneakers. Hit him in the chest at point blank range. There's just not a lot on this story. Okay, here we go. Let me see. They don't cover this stuff like they should. That's what I'm here to do. Just a baby, man. My son is 11.
At 6:02, we're learning more about the 15-year-old boy who was killed last night at a park in Queens.
The shooting happened on a basketball court during a large fight. Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate is live in St. Albans, Queens with more. And Phil, it feels like we're hearing too many of these kinds of reports.
Charlene, too many of these reports that just keep happening over and over again. Cops have identified that 15-year-old victim as Jaden Pierre. Jaden had his whole life ahead of him, but this was cut short at Roy Wilkins Park yesterday evening. As for the shooter, that person is still at large, and cops say that the person who pulled the trigger is seen on video running away from the scene. Let's get straight to some picture right now from yesterday at the scene. Cops say a large fight broke out around 6:15 last night with several kids on the court attacking that 15-year-old before a single shot was fired, striking the victim's upper chest. Pierre was taken to a local hospital but could not be saved. As young people scattered, playtime at the park came to a halt and detectives were left gathering evidence all night long from the court and playground. Longtime community advocate for peace, Erica Ford, reeling from this tragedy.
It is normally pretty safe, but somebody is bringing guns into our community and putting them in the hands of our children.
Oh, shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. I don't want to hear that. See, here we go with the crime, no accountability. Okay? Whoever took the life of that baby needs to rot. And mom and daddy, because if it was a minor, mom and daddy need to come on to jail, bring their ass into jail, and you find the shit out of them. We have to hold each other accountable for this. We can't just say, oh my God, we cannot control ourselves as black people. We don't have any autonomy to control what we do. And then white people put the guns in the community and we just have to pick them up and shoot one another because we cannot control ourselves. What the fuck? No, you blame that little bastard that shot that baby. You throw his little ass in jail. Throw his ass in jail. You throw mom and daddy in jail if you got to. This is what has to happen. And as black people, we got to do a better job in policing our community. That's why I call the police, put a nigga's ass in jail. We have to do a better job at policing the community. We cannot allow this, and then you pointing the wrong finger, ma'am. Anybody from New York can drive to Georgia or any southern state to get a pistol. They can go right to South Carolina, buy guns, and go right across the lines. Ain't nobody dropping shit off in the community. And it doesn't happen that often, so we have to isolate who it is, and you make an example out of their little ass. That's what has to happen. I never hear no shit about like this in the Asian community.
Help build programs.
And look, you never hear about no shit like this in the Asian community. You hear about it, and guess what, in the white and the black community, because white people do a mass crime similar to what the black dude did in Baton Rouge. That sounded like some white boy shit, but he went off the rails. You know, but we have to be accountable.
Programming so these young people can have something to do after school.
It ain't about them having, bitch, just because there are no community programs doesn't give children the right to just go pillage and take the lives of other children.
And there are so many efforts just trying to make sure that these incidents don't happen. The motive behind this fatal shooting is still unclear, but we're told this may be gang-related. Anyone who has any information that could help with this investigation, you are urged to give cops a call.
And see, that's another thing I don't understand, too. They're saying this could be gang-related. Here's the thing with gangs. Gangs is an easy problem to solve, right? All Congress and this current administration has to do is determine gang leaders and gang members domestic terrorists with automatic 30-year sentences, and gangs will disappear overnight. So I don't understand. And I think that gangs are somehow, since they don't want to do that, I believe that the gangs are used to kind of police us in the community because they allow this shit. It's just like with pimping. Pimping went away when they deemed them sex traffickers. So you get an automatic life sentence. You call pimping. Pimps evaporated. So it's not that difficult. But like we celebrating gang life, and they Crips, Bloods, GDs, BDs. No. Automatic 30 and watch it go away. Watch it go away.
By the way, we are live in St. Albans, Queens this morning. I'm Bill Tate, Channel 7 Eyewitness.
Yeah, that's unreal. That baby does not deserve to lose his life. And then we talk in New York, which literally has some of the strictest gun laws. You get an automatic 10 years. Oh, and look, we got a super chat, yo, man. Shout out to Next Level 6663 with $2 super chat. And listen, yes, call the National Crisis Hotline. When you see something going on, call that National Crisis Hotline. If people are breaking down, call the National Crisis Hotline. Next Level, could you give me the number to the National Crisis Hotline? I would love to display that. Yo, if y'all want to, somebody was saying, look, if y'all want to send me stuff to talk about, or if you got questions or some stuff you want to discuss, y'all can email me at LeVarWalker@me.com. You can email me right there. Write that down, LeVarWalker@me.com. Just put the subject LeVar Walker Show, and I can answer any questions. We could have our discussions or do whatever we need to do. Shout out to Next Level. So the number is 988 That is the National Crisis Hotline. If you're going through an issue or something, or you're going through a crisis, you call that number. Oh, wow. They wouldn't allow you to put it in the super chat. That's crazy. Yeah. Now, I don't want to show this, but I mean, maybe you guys can hear this. I can't show it, but let me see. Yeah, these were the kids jumping on that baby. And you got to rain down very strict and severe punishment. Lock their asses under the jail. That's what has to happen. Yeah, so I didn't want to show it because it's a little violent, but y'all heard it. All them kids kicked that boy and took his life. And there should be a very, very hefty price to pay. And they should start kicking doors in around. Like, you gotta, and it's sad because black people experience it the worst from our own kind. See, that's the thing nobody want to talk about, you know.
Who he's been over the last 30 years since he started.
I gotta get Claude. I gotta see what Claude does. That's what I gotta do. Start helping me. Put an AI agent on here to help me. What'd you say, Mara? You say, because I'm teaching my 10-year-old son a split second decision because you're alive, I'm also teaching him exactly. And look, with teaching emotional intelligence, I think you raise the child from love. I'm not about beating a child or anything like that, but just raising from love, you know, so the child has understanding and then the child has a good emotional barometer, you know, where they won't really go outside of that. And they're just good kids and they're not abrasive. So that's good, Mara. I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. You're a good mama. You're a good mama. You keep it up. Raising that boy. I ain't heard nothing about Diddy getting that, so they're not going to let him out again? The appeal didn't go through? I guess they're like, nah. I guess less than, I thought he'd, boy, they doing, oh my gosh. I don't know what's going on with the appeal of Diddy. No, I ain't not saying nothing.
You must be
With that, Ms. Shapiro.
Wait, court started?
May it please
I'm
the court.
sorry.
So represented him at trial.
I don't
This
know.
presents
No, they haven't. There's been no updates on Diddy's appeal. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know, guys. Yeah, we covered quite a bit today, so I think I might call it a wrap. I'm sure, man, Instagram's still going. I think I might call this a wrap. But yeah, guys, please email me. Y'all email me every day. I'm open for any discussions you guys might have. I think one other thing I want to talk about before I leave is Boosie. So, y'all know about this. Do y'all know about the Vlad TV thing where Vlad was paying Boosie $25,000 to sit down and talk on the couch, but Boosie's wanted 40 grand, and now Boosie is doing his own thing. Now Boosie, let's take a look at this.
I went off on that motherfucker.
Let's see.
Hey, Friday, Patreon. I need you to log up right now. Patreon, Friday, my new interview. I ain't interviewed in 6 months. I went off on that motherfucker. It's an hour and 30 minutes long. It's part 1. Part 2 will be releasing Wednesday. And it's time for my fans to support me, man. I mean, we all we got, bro. Like, I just got a call from one of my Hawks dude who sit courtside. He say, Boosie, I'm gonna give you 500 to 1,000 for that interview because I just saw a page where they talking shit about you and it made me mad. And I'm just grateful for fans like that, bro. Like, for real. Like, to all my fans who was paying the subscription to Vlad for my content, it's time for you to pay me that money. It's time for me to get that money.
I don't think any of your fans were paying a subscription to Vlad. We did not mind that shit dropping for free, Boosie. That's a lie. That is a lie. Vlad's fans paid that subscription, not yours.
Cause I'm doing it different every time. Next, my son's gonna be asking me questions. Me and Tootie, YN versus the OGs. Then my daughter, so it's gonna be lit, bro. So I need y'all to tap in.
Are y'all paying? Y'all gonna pay the $50 to watch Boosie? I ain't knocking him. I mean, hell, if he got a fan base as well, I'm not paying for that shit. But do y'all plan on paying $40 or $50 to watch Boosie and his views and opinions?
Red Boosie fans, bro, I need y'all to tap in, man. There's gonna be a lot of people trying to bring me down, but and we don't need much of
it. But it's nobody trying to bring you down, bro. Like, just put your shit out on YouTube to the people, my nigga. Like, come on.
But yeah, we don't need much of it.
And listen, Boosie has too many bodies. He needs to go to jail too. I 100% agree with that. His ass should be in jail, as Marlo Mike rots as a 15-year-old boy that he had doing those hits, rots away in the penitentiary as he runs around to do interviews. I agree with you.
But it's going down Patreon. I'm going live tonight on Patreon. All week I'm going live on Patreon. So y'all tap in, bro. Y'all tap in. I'm trying something new.
Yeah, go. Well, good, bro. I'm not coming to your Patreon, my nigga, but all this shit is free. He got a real mountain to climb, though. I'm not gonna knock his hustle. I'm not gonna sit here and knock Boosie's hustle, but I mean, bro, $25,000 to sit and talk for an hour. You could have did a Vlad interview and been building your own. But I just think it's a slap in the face to your fans. Like, why should I have to pay for you to talk to me, my nigga? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? That shit is weird. And he is entertaining. I suspect he'll go back to Vlad. Look, he putting out trailers for his interview, but the trailer only like 12 seconds. He got a 12-second trailer. Let's see.
Gucci and Pooh Shiesty. They pretty much being pretty hard on Guwap right now, and we just want to know how you feel about it.
Gucci shouldn't have told shit. He should not identify them for shit. You know what he should have said when they came in this bitch?
Gucci and Pooh.
Right. So you're going to pay. And this is the thing. You know, we know his reasoning and his basis is off because we know he begged Trump for a pardon. He don't want to be in jail. And with that Pooh Shiesty thing, Pooh Shiesty ass need to sit and rot in the goddamn jail. I do not look at that as any street altercation. To me, that was a business deal. That was a contract that man signed, and you need to honor your contract. You go holding the man hostage, putting the pistol in his head, nigga, go to jail. Go sit your ass in the jail. Especially if you on house arrest or you do some dumb shit like that. You've told the world you want to be back in jail. So Boosie will be back on Vlad. He'll probably be able to give him some money because if he goes back now, the interview will be bigger than ever. Now, this is Sean Cotton. Let's see what he has to say about this.
It gets tricky with the numbers because, like I said, this is a new business and it's really hard to see what somebody's really worth. Now, a lot of people, Boosie just came out saying that, he's not doing no more Vlad interviews because, they couldn't agree on the $5,000 increase. I think Boosie is worth that $5,000 increase. If that was me, if I was Vlad, I would have did it. Because Boosie doesn't do a lot of interviews. If you see a lot of these people, the OG Percy's, the Charleston Whites, it's a lot of people who do a lot of.
He boring. I don't want to hear this motherfucker talk. Let me take this. I got to be careful when please, what they say? Please, this is why, please preach like this is why I can't stand celebrity because it's all about money. Yeah, it's like, bro, just sit up and talk to the people. Shit, they'll get behind you. I think, look, I ain't gonna knock Boosie for wanting to do a Patreon, but I think, he should build his YouTube channel up, give, then ask, just over deliver, and then, you ask for a subscription or something like that. But you shouldn't just try to knock people's heads off like in the beginning like that. That's crazy. And then we all talking about the same shit. Mara Young wants to discuss snitching and street ideology. So as a child of the 80s, born in 1977, so I'm a child of the 80s, I believe black people in America, foundational black Americans, I believe like a CAI PSYOP was done on us. Even though all of us are not street niggas and gangsters, we all knelt to the altar of the streets, and it was based on something racial due to the distrust of the police. However, when you're dealing with criminals, there's never any honor amongst thieves. So our distrust in the community with police is one thing, right? But then when we all kneel to that altar of the streets, there's a street nigga that's going to take advantage of that loyalty. And over the years, they have done nothing but brought havoc and wreaked havoc in the community. So two things can exist. Are police in America unfair, or have they been perceived as being unfair to black people? Abso-fucking-lutely. Even though the statistics won't show that. But two things can be true. They could be unfair and I could still send your ass to jail. Like, I'm not a street nigga. You know, if you come fuck with me and my fam, I'm going to protect myself to the fullest extent of the law and put your ass in jail. And then the definition of snitching in itself is this. See, they have this ideology of snitching of you shouldn't talk to the police at all, no matter what happens. Somebody come in the house, kick your door and shoot your grandmama. You don't talk to the police. That's telling. That's the ideology of it. To me, it's saying, listen, we going to rob this bank together. There's an implied contract that says if I get caught, I'm not talking. And it's also an implied contract that if you get caught, you're not going to tell. Now, if either one of us breaks that implied contract, that's snitching. Snitching is not you kicking my door in, robbing my ass, or holding me and my family hostage, and then I go get the law to bury your ass under the jail. That's not snitching. That's being a citizen. When I was a younger comic in 2014, when I had the issue with Mike Epps, and Mike Epps' goons came to jump me over the joke, what surprised people is when I called the police and sued. And I got a snitch jacket put on me inside of the comedy club. But them niggas thought I wanted to be their friend or some shit. I couldn't understand. I couldn't believe it. They put that shit on me. Man, how you call the police on Mike? Nigga, are you serious? That's what pharmacists, people with doctorate degrees, and just hardworking everyday citizens do. I didn't sell dope or move a kilo of cocaine with this nigga. I did a joke and I got my ass kicked. So yeah, I got up and called the police. And my thing too is when niggas is tough, if you a big old tough street nigga or whatever, when the police come, you should kick their ass, man. Kick they motherfucking ass. Don't get mad at me. Whoop them cops, nigga. Beat they ass, and when we go to court, slap the judge. Listen, beat up the bailiff. When the cops come, whoop them. When the U.S. military pull up, beat them all. Show me the Rambo nigga you are. But don't get mad at me for using my tax dollars to press charges, to throw your ass in jail. That's what the jail is for. So I don't know how you want to be a street nigga, but you don't want to go to jail. That doesn't make sense to me. It would seem as if when I call the police, you'll be happy because you want to be in the jail with the other street niggas to fight and live your street life and live by the rules. I put it to you like this, fucking with me, and this is to anybody, and I'm so glad that y'all are here as my chat to know this. Like, doing me harm or fucking with me or doing some shit as a black person would be worse than doing that shit to a white person, because I'm going to try to bury you legally, financially, jail time. I'm trying to do all that shit because to me, you're treasonous, nigga. You're working behind enemy lines because you will dare do some shit to me that you wouldn't dare do to them white boys. So I want to give you something worse than they would. That's how I see it. I don't see it no other way. I don't want to be a nigga's friend. I don't want to be cool. I don't need your validation. I don't care. I don't care. When I got jumped in the back of that club as a young comic, that was a dark time in my career. Now, since then, look, I ain't got no issues with Mike. Me and Mike was an Uncle Drew. We did the new season of Comic View, we hugged. Right? And all them niggas that was calling me a snitch didn't do a movie or a comic view. You see how that happens? But they sit by the codes. But nothing happened, code niggas. Like you didn't, you know what I'm saying? But it's what it is, man. Put they ass in jail. They know who to play that shit with. I remember growing up one time, and this was on the south side of Chicago, and I remember being around some gang members. And it was this little dude, he was a real short dude. They're like, yeah, man, don't fuck with him. He'll call the police. And I'm like, really? Shit, well, damn. But y'all pick on everybody else, but you won't pick on him because he calls the police? Huh. Interesting. I'll put that in my bag. The fuck? Yeah, these niggas got it twisted, man. These people are sick. They kneel into the altar of that street. And then a lot of them ain't even in the street. You got niggas, warehouse workers, niggas working everyday jobs, miserable with their life, ain't seen their motherfucking kids. They're more loyal to a street code than they are to their own families. Nigga ain't seen his children. A shit father. But you're more loyal to some niggas you don't know and these niggas don't even care about you. It's insane to me. And I would continuously carry out a mission to shame that shit. I don't give a fuck. They move the goalpost and shit about who told, didn't told, how they told, what language they told in. It's stupid. It's all stupid because there will never be honor amongst thieves. Never. And then them niggas get scared of them white people. Just they're mortified with them white folks. They will kick your black ass back in, but boy, that white boy pull up them niggas get so nervous they shiver. And you supposed to be a big gangster nigga. That's the irony. Like I said, even with that gangbanging shit, sign into law where you make every gang member a domestic terrorist, right? Because you want to talk about segregation. You want to talk about being black in America. You know what's unfair about being black in America? I can't walk in the LA neighborhood with this red beanie on as a black man without some motherfucker coming up to me asking me, yo, cuz, where you from, homie? White boy could walk in that motherfucker all day with a red beanie, a blue, it don't even fucking matter. And them niggas wouldn't dare approach him. So that's the difference. Now, if you put into the law with Homeland Security, automatic 30, that goes away. You see how simple that is? It's not even hard. It's very simple. Very simple. So, yeah, it's sick, man. It's a sick ass mentality, bro. So it's a sick, sick mentality. I mean, that was a dark time in my career. I was like, what the fuck? How the fuck I get jumped over a joke? It's what it was. Even when we did I don't know if y'all saw I did the roast, Carlos Bella birthday roast on the 85 South show, and K-Dub hollered, if I call the police on Mike Epps, and I looked like, yeah, I did. You know, this is well documented. It's on YouTube, and nigga, I'm a police calling nigga. Like, what the fuck? Am I supposed to be shook or somehow? Oh, no. Oh. That's why I'm not really liked, guys. I'm not. And it's very hard for me to not tell the truth, man. LeVar, you an asshole. I know. I get it. I get it from my father. I can't help it. I try to fight it. And me and my dad had a conversation. Boy, I see you. Every day you trying to fight, you becoming. Huh? Oh, gosh. It is rough. It is rough. But I love y'all, man. Y'all be pulling up on me, man. This is so good. Twitter, YouTube. We doing good on that YouTube. I tell you that. And shout out to the people over there on Facebook. Facebook is just not letting me live, bro. I got over 730 something thousand followers on Facebook. And there's only 3 people watching me on live right now over there. Like, why is Facebook doing that, bro? Let my people watch. Let my people watch. So if we covered everything today, y'all want to talk about some more stuff. And 2, email me at LeVar Walker. Oh, look, I misspelled email. But anyway, email me at LeVarWalker@me. And we can have, if you got a topic or something you want me to cover, I'll cover it. Just email it whenever during the day or whatever, and I'll pull them up and also put your name in it. And, I give you a shout out, and we'll cover the topic. And I just give my thoughts. But the more and more y'all watch me, y'all know which way I'm going to go with a lot of these thoughts, too. So. Oh, my God. Is this real? There ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. This cannot be real. Is this real? They gave Michael 27% on Rotten. That cannot be real. That's fake. That has to be fake. Let me look this up. Ain't no way in the hell. That's AI. Let me see. Let me see. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. It's real. Oh my God. They really gave this shit a 24% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's look at some of the reviews of this movie. 2026 review. The early life and times of pop star Michael Jackson as a kid. He is trained for seven as abusive father Joseph. As a young man, he seeks to try it out on his own. When talking about Michael Jackson, there are 2 main elements to consider. There's, of course, his extraordinary and unprecedented pop music, which began age just 6 with the Jackson 5, before solo artists releasing the best-selling album of all time. And then there's his eccentric and often troubling personal life, which includes numerous accusations of child abuse, which he denied. Michael, the first feature-length cinematic biopic of the star, decides to tell the story of the former, but ignores the later. The number of Jackson family members listed in the credits as producers gives some hint to the hagiographic approach. Recent reports, meanwhile, suggest that extensive reshoots had to take place in order to remove any reference to the accusations due to legal reasons. Whatever the truth across this 2-hour-plus runtime, there was apparently no room to mention Jackson's controversies. Instead, it's a deeply generic music biopic, the kind that would make even Dewey Cox raise his eyebrows. Our rags to riches account begins in 1966 in Gary, Indiana, when Michael is still a young boy living in a humble 2-bedroom working-class house with 8 siblings, and ends in 1988 conveniently, a full 5 years before Jackson's first abuse allegation surface, by which time he is the anointed king of pop. So they're mad. These fucking people kill me. Michael Jackson is dead and gone. So they're more mad at the movie. You're rating the movie based on the fact that you didn't see the child molestation rumors in it. So even after death, this is sick. Like, even after death, they still want blood, Okay, Michael slides a. Maybe they'll do a part 2 where they talk about the trouble. They'll probably get into his life when he was older in a part 2. Michael concludes on an oddly and considering where things would ultimately go for Jackson, completely false note of triumph. But when the movie sticks to the music, it's hard not to be moved. Y'all get the fuck out of here. Man, get the fuck. I can't wait to see the audience review of this. At 1.5 C minus. They are shitting on the movie. So you just wanted to watch him being a drugged out child molester, I'm guessing. And these are all from white people. That's what they wanted to see. You just can't enjoy the fucking music. You want to just watch that part. It's really sad that y'all would give those reviews based off that and not be objective and just looking at what you see in itself, right? You know, why in Elvis, look at this shit, right? Let's look at Elvis. They gave, Elvis got a 77% fresh tomato. Okay, in Elvis, why didn't you guys, nobody's bringing up the fact that Elvis was dating a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old girl when he went to the fucking military. Why wasn't that covered in Elvis? Or about the young girls that used to be in front of the house that he used to bring back in there. Why wasn't that covered? Like, stop it. I'm going to enjoy Michael and what Michael meant to me. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson was taken advantage of, bro. And it's what it is. I don't believe Michael touched them kids. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm sure like the Michael Jackson movie is just a hero's journey of a young man. Because, man, dude, when you think about the fame, the level of fame of Michael Jackson and the level of responsibility Michael Jackson had on his back from the age of fucking 10, bro. You 10 years old and you're leading a band. You the lead singer of a band that's bigger than bigger than the Beatles, or as big as the Beatles at 10. You got a whole you forget his brothers, his mother and father, immediate family members. But the contracts on Michael's back from the age of 10, where you have whole productions that are dependent upon this child star, this child prodigy. Imagine the pressures. If you have a child, go look at your child that's 10, and then think to yourself, imagine my 10-year-old. I'm making a living off this boy. And shit, he's supporting the whole household from his talent. He got to get up. We got to go to 20 different cities. I got to hire a tutor for him. I mean, the contract implications. We got to be at the stadium. We got to be in the venue on time, out of the venue on time. You going over on the song, son. You can't sing that long because then we run into overtime. Do you understand the complexities of this shit on a 10-year-old child? Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. That's unreal. It's unreal, guys. Mara, what you trying to keep? What link? What you need me to drop a link with? Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin. Like, it's funny how they skip over that shit. All these artists, man, come on. Bruh, he couldn't be a kid in that environment. You can't be a kid. Bro, as an entertainer, as me trying to make my bones as an entertainer and knowing how hard it is, when you place that on, first of all, when a child is famous like that or anybody's famous based off their gift, I mean, just leeches on his back. It's a lot on him, dog. It's overwhelming. You ain't never seen no team. Never in the history of life has there been a child star as big as no damn Michael Jackson, bro. To not only be a child star, but to grow up and then be the #1 pop star and the #1 singer is insane. His level of fame and shit was insane, bro. There's nobody you can study like that. Outside of Elvis, but Elvis didn't blow up at 10. Shit, Elvis was about 20-something when he hit. We talking 10, bro. Mike still had baby teeth. Man, that goddamn Michael Jackson, man, that motherfucker span, goddamn it, man, that was a bad son of a bitch, man. I'm telling you, man, that motherfucker, man, I saw that motherfucker when I was young, that motherfucker, just to see him and sing them goddamn songs, and that motherfucker spin so goddamn fast, you lose your mind. That motherfucker was tough. That was a tough son of a bitch. Shout out to Next Level. Boy, you blessing me with these super chats. I appreciate you, bro. After MJ visited Africa and the suffering, he pledged to use his wealth of influence to help them. The CM allegations came short. I know, bro. I'm fucking with Mike. I love Michael Jackson. I don't want to hear that shit. I do not want to hear it. Now look, I'm going to disagree with you, Mara, on Elvis being a thief. I don't think he was a thief. I think Elvis was heavily influenced by black music. Elvis grew up in the projects of Memphis. Elvis is from Tupelo, Mississippi. His parent, he grew up poor. His father went to jail, did a brief jail stint, and those were his influences, just black artists in church, no different from black artists being influenced by other black artists. Michael Jackson was influenced by James Brown and all these other people. And that's not true either, because Big Mama Thornton did not write Hound Dog. Hound Dog was written by two guys called Stoller. Stoller and somebody wrote Hound Dog. Mama Thornton sang Hound Dog. And Elvis did a cover of Hound Dog. No difference from Whitney Houston singing I Will Always Love You, written and performed by Dolly Parton. But Big Mama Thornton did not write that. He didn't write it. She didn't write that, bro. She didn't write it. She did not write that song. I mean, I don't, you know what? I ain't gonna say that because maybe they stole the song from her and then gave it to Elvis. So yeah. But in Elvis's defense, understand, Elvis was a highly exploited artist. Because I've been in Elvis rabbit holes. So Elvis was a highly exploited artist. The Colonel signed Elvis to one of the most horrific music deals in the history of music, where he made himself a 50-50 partner with Elvis. He found Elvis very young, very green, and he went into the Elvis business at 50-50. So just imagine you in a marriage with a motherfucker, you doing all that singing and shit, and this nigga's getting, you make 1,000, he getting 500. Also, Elvis was exploited. The Colonel has literally just signed Elvis over to that Las Vegas hotel. He couldn't leave the hotel. He never performed outside of the country. And Elvis ended up dying on a toilet. He died. He had a heart attack because he was sitting on the toilet trying to take a shit, and there was over 30 pounds of shit in his body. And he died, slumped over on the bathroom floor with his face on the floor with his underwear on his ankles. That is how he died. That's how he died. It was horrific, bro. They took advantage of him. And I appreciate that, bro. I'm glad you like that roast. But that's literally what happened, bro. Like, he was an overly exploited artist. He was exploited. They exploited the shit out of Elvis Presley, bro. I went and did a deep dive. I even visited Graceland, y'all. So I've done a deep dive on Elvis. Elvis was a kind man. He's just an old country boy, man, just an old redneck country boy, man. That's all he was, man. He loved black people. He was just kind, bro. He would do shit like in Memphis, man. If he would read the paper, dog, if he saw somebody sick or in need, he would just pull up and buy them some shit or help them, dog. Like, he did that, bro. And think about it, at the end of Elvis' career, they woke him up, they put him to bed on the Quaalude and woke him up with cocaine. And they worked him to death. They literally worked him to death, bro. So he was a sweet man, a kind man. All those black artists, he took care of Jackie Wilson till Jackie Wilson died. He took care of, I think, Jackie Wilson's father. He took care of a lot of black artists. And also, you know, you say what you want about him. Thing about Elvis was this. Elvis had that thing at that time. Elvis had it, man. He's a good-looking dude. You know, the women loved him. Everybody went crazy, black and white. Even if you go on YouTube right now and watch young girls, Elvis been dead he died in 1977, August 16th. So Elvis has been dead for 49 years. If you go on YouTube right now, there are beautiful young women that do reaction videos to Elvis that are still swooning over him. And Elvis was also helpful in bridging the gap. Call it what you want, but Elvis helped to bridge the gap of R&B music for black artists to cross over. I'm telling you, because he brought that shit to the forefront. Bro, they threatened this man. That's why he went to the military. Dude, when Elvis went to the military, because they were threatening to throw his ass in jail for wiggling his hips on stage and emulating black acts. So like we saying he stole, they were literally threatening his ass to put him in jail because that's just what it was just in him. So he ended up going to the military because he did that concert. He did that shit. They gonna throw him in jail, ruin his career. So he did it. But like, bro, like, Elvis was that dude, man. Elvis was that dude. I'm telling y'all, he wasn't a bad guy. He wasn't racist. And two, back then, the whites were putting out that he was racist because they adored him so much. They didn't want black people to like Elvis, bro. They didn't want black people to like. Oh my goodness. Look what my girl came in today with the $20 super chat in the building. $20. I love you, Nonya. I appreciate you, and I really wish I could have done New York. I don't know if I'm ever trying New York again after that shit. That was I don't know. Yeah, he wasn't racist at all. But once again, none your business. I appreciate you, dear. But yeah, he wasn't a racist, man. They put that shit out. He wasn't, though. B.B. King. B.B. King spoke highly of him. James Brown spoke highly of Elvis. Now, James Brown ain't about to lie about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find it. I'm going to say this, too. When you say, that's what I meant by it, they felt like they made him a star and that he could be controlled. They couldn't, so they tried to turn the world against him. Okay, that's a great take, Mar. I could see that. But when it comes to Elvis, when it comes to a Michael Jackson, when it comes to a James Brown, when it comes to a Prince, when it comes to a Eddie Murphy, that can't be man-made. That's God-made. That is God-made. Because if there was a blueprint to like make a person the star, like to really make that person a star without people just naturally gravitating to the person, listen, the person that could do that would make themselves the star. You know what I'm saying? And not a lot of people really had that it factor. It's a je ne sais quoi that not a lot of people have. But I want y'all to listen to this. Look, this James Brown on Elvis.
Battery's dead.
Jackie Wilson's show, George introduced them. Quote, "I told Elvis, James was just a few tables away," recalled George Klein. But knowing how all eyes in the room, including some press eyes, were watching Elvis, and knowing how the press sometimes made a big deal of the hierarchy of stars, I wondered if he wanted to take his seat and have me bring James over to him. "No," said Elvis. "Take me over."
No, I want to hear James talk about it. I want James to talk about it. I want y'all to hear from James. I want y'all to hear from James Brown himself. Ha! Him in there. Ha! No, I want. The only black artist that's saying they're not like Elvis was Ray Charles. Let me see.
Well, soul has no color, has no barrier. But I also had a lot of good people that brought out a lot. I want to pay a tribute to a good friend of mine, Brother Elvis Presley, who opened up a lot of doors for me to get through. Elvis was a pioneer, and he came out 1 year before I did. He was out in '55, Heartbreak Hotel. And then I come in '56. And Elvis and I were very good friends up until the last minute of his bodily life. But he'll always live because of the fact he was such a beautiful man. I don't care what nobody say. I know Elvis. You know, there are a lot of rumors. Elvis and I sang spiritual together. And he'd buy any movie that I'd make, any film, he'd buy the film and close the theater up and show it. I love Elvis for being a man. I love him for what he'd done for the people and the chance he gave me. He kept me from being number one. I was number one soul and he was number one world, and it took a long time, but it's almost like the two rental cars. It made me try harder, and I love Elvis for it, and we'll always pray for Elvis.
I look good. I feel good. I am good. I make love good. Man, look, man, James, you know James. James was probably one of the realest niggas in the business. And James was a tyrant, too. James Brown was mean as hell. A tyrant. See? Even Little Richard thinks Elvis Presley. Little Richard liked the Elvis. They all liked the Elvis. Elvis was cool. Elvis was cool, y'all. What a great show we had today. You know, we had an hour and 52 minutes. I think I'm just going to take this to 2 hours. I'm starting to stretch out more doing this stream and shit, so why not? Let's stretch it to 2 hours. And I even got people watching on Instagram still. But we're going to stretch it. Well, let's see what else we got going on here. Can't believe they talk bad about Michael Jackson. I don't appreciate that. Oh, wow. What happened? Let me move this. Arkansas teacher told the student, "I'm not your bruh, I'm your sir." When the kid replied, "My bad, little brother," the teacher allegedly choked him. Okay, free this man. Free him. He had to teach the young man respect. Free this man. You don't play with no grown man like that, son. Free the man. If I was like a rich and famous comedian, I'll bail this brother out. I'll bail him out. Hey, he choked his little ass out. You don't play with a grown man. Boy, don't know about discipline in the household. You don't do that. Okay. Oh well, guys, I'm out of here. Well, no, I'm not, because we at an hour 56 minutes, and I'm doing 2 hours today. We're gonna do 2 hours, guys. We're gonna make it to 2 hours. Oh, one thing I want to talk about. I just saw something. So you know how I've been saying that, like, y'all know how I've been talking about hip hop is dead. So there has been no rap song that charted the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 since July 2025. For years, it was common knowledge in the record business that the main customer of rap was white kids. Yet over time, rap kept messaging to the white kids that they would not want it. Listening to rap was a strange, disassociative act where the N-word was all over it, but nobody could actually say it. Though singing along is what you're supposed to do with music. You can listen, but you can't touch or say. White kids play logic circles trying to lionize artists that clearly disdain them. They not like us, the kind of fun party rap that Run DMC stepped aside for political separatist strain. The white kids got, I don't know, well, they kicked off their Nikes. I don't know if it's that deep. I just think the music is just garbage. You got a bunch of people can't read and write, doing music like they just garbage. Music is just trash, bro. I don't even think it's that deep. I just think hip hop is cooked. I think it's cooked.
Are you?
Can I watch? Well, I'm sure they're going to strike me for this, but we going to clear it all out. Y'all going to see Michael? We got to go see Michael. Let's take a look.
I believe there's no one like you.
Michael. Michael. Michael.
Michael.
Michael. Michael. Michael. Are you actually? I'm Michael.
Michael, rated PG-13. I believe there's no one like you.
Going to see it. I'm about to put my damn Jerry curl wig on, and I'm going to see Michael. Oh, let me get this off because something will come up on here. I'll lose all my channels. Bro, look, I know I be arguing about this Drake versus Kendrick thing. This is how you know Drake bigger than Kendrick. I have yet to see a Kendrick Lamar impersonator. These is two Drake impersonators meeting up. That Drake person, he got him a pretty girlfriend too. Jasmine Crockett done got kicked out of Congress. Oh no. Lord have mercy. Man, Mike got a problem. They say y'all want to see Michael Jordan's biggest problem? Look at this. Look at this. Michael's biggest problem.
Do you know what Michael Jordan's biggest problem is at 62 years old? He can't spend his money fast enough. Every single year, just from the Jordan brand, he makes around $300 million. That's per year. And recently, he got a new problem. NBC offered him $40 million a year just to be a TV analyst. That's more than 90% of current NBA players make. So yeah, he tried spending money, buying luxury cars every year. Back in 2003, he picked up a custom supercar, then another one in 2004. But when you make hundreds of millions a year, a few million on cars feels like nothing. So in 2004, he leveled up, dropped $70 million on a private jet, customized it with his Jumpman logo. But the biggest move came in 2010. He bought the Charlotte Hornets for $275 million. Finally, a real way to spend big money. But here's the crazy part. In 2023, he sold the team for $3 billion. That's a $2.7 billion profit. So now he's right back to the same problem. Trying to spend money that just keeps coming back. At this point, spending money might be harder than making.
Damn, bro. What a good problem to have. Shit. I guess he must be bored. Like, he's got too much money. And I mean, you just wake up, you just do it. Oh, God, that's so beautiful. Oh, that's so beautiful, Michael. Joe Butt. Look at Joe. Joe Budden getting healthy on y'all ass. Look at Joe Budden getting healthy.
Joe Button's here. Fit check. You might not recognize him because he's so skinny. Top to bottom, let's go.
All right, so this is gonna be real simple today. It's roll your boat. Roll top to bottom. Roll on the top.
Okay.
Roll on the pants.
Okay.
Quiet luxury. Gucci slides. Again, custom Jameson hat. We're gonna talk about all this, but it's real simple. Sheet black.
How does it feel being so skinny?
I get up to wear shirts like this.
You look good, Joey.
Hello.
Joe done lost that weight.
Fit check. You might not recognize him.
Joe done lost that weight. I see you, Joe.
So this is gonna be real simple today. It's roll.
Joe getting that money and losing that work. I'm about to lose me some weight too, because I'm a fat ass. I need to slim down. My ass done got big too. I got a big stomach. I'm big, y'all. Look at that. Y'all see how big? I'm big as shit. Look how big I am. I'm fat as fuck. I'm fat. I'm about to lose me some. I gotta lose 30 pounds. I want to get slim on y'all ass. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm done. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the greatest. Y'all email me. Y'all want to go over them topics, LeVarWalker@me.com. And we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep rocking. You damn right I got a Jerry curl wig. You damn right I do. Y'all be good. Nothing but love. Let me set my outro here. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.